So, hey guys, Bats here, and today we are finally back with another episode of the Dirty 30 Journey. Alright, I know you guys have been waiting for it. I know you guys have been fiending for this next episode just like I be fiending for the perks. Alright, so I'm finally here to deliver it, right? Now, where we left off, I took a little break from doing perks. Not for any specific reason, really, just I don't know, just kind of fell off. I have these little stints where I'll do one drug like all the time, and then I'll just kind of switch to a different one, and that's kind of how drugs fall has been for me. But of course, me being a little perk head, of course I ended up coming back to him eventually, and that's where we're gonna pick up. So basically, the next time that I did perks after where we left off was the video where I did Xanax and got stuck at a different school. The day before that, that was like basically the first time I did perks again in a pretty long while, and then after that, I did them a couple of other times that were pretty uneventful, and eventually one day something happens, and this is gonna change the entire course of and of how I was getting perks and who I was doing them with for the next couple of months. So this kid who I haven't talked about at all actually because I haven't gotten to tell any of the stories with them because they're all freshman year stories, which I will end up telling eventually, do not worry. But basically this guy he was a little weird, a little loopy, all right, if you will. He was a little tweaker, but we all, everybody put up with him because he had a lot of money and he always would share his drugs. So of course, we fucking put up with this guy. But he was weird, dude. And last time we heard, he had he was accused of raping the girl he was dating, and he disappeared, and nobody knew what happened to him. So we thought he either got sent to rehab or he went to jail or he was dead, right? And that was the last one. We didn't hear from him for years until now. And one day, I was just chilling. Nothing was really happening. I was sober as a brick. I was fucking, having kind of a shitty day because I was sober. And I get a random ad on Snapchat. Now, I don't get ads on Snapchat. I don't even have Snapchat anymore. But I get a random ad on Snapchat, and I check who it is, and it says his name. Which I don't know. Let's see. What name could I give this guy? I'll call him Jacob. All right. So Jacob, I see it's Jacob, and I'm like, no, there's no way this is the Jacob I'm thinking of, right? So I add him back, and immediately he texts me, and it's blatantly obvious off the bat that this is the Jacob that we all thought was dead. And he's like, do you want to hang out? And I'm like, no, not really. But I didn't want to be an asshole, so I was like, no, bro, I'm busy right now. I don't know if I can hang out today. And he was like, bro, I got a lot of weed. You should hang out with me. And I was like, that changes it. I'll see what I can do. So eventually I end up going to hang out with this guy. Nothing really eventful happens here, but we smoke, we stole some drinks from a store, we went back to my house and kind of just chilled, watched videos and shit in my studio, and he mentioned that he wanted to do perks again. Now, he was always into perks. All right, he was into perks way before I was into perks. He was always smoking perks. He was always talking about it, and that was one of the ways that I first heard about smoking perks, actually. So he was a big perk head, and when he mentioned that, I was like, yeah, I'd like to do some perks too. I got into perks. I would like to do that. If you're ever trying to, throw some money together, we could do that. And so me and this kid, we started hanging out more because this guy, he would always pull money out of his ass somehow. And then he would hit me up and, he would have me hit up a plug or something because I had a couple of plugs at this point. And, the only issue was money. So basically, at this point, every day this guy would come over and we would, try and get perks if he had money, right? And if he didn't, then I wouldn't fucking see this guy. That's the only reason I put up with him was for drugs. And, you know, eventually, one day, we're trying to, go get some perks, and this is a little mini story inside of this. This is the only time I ever got caught stealing Delsym. So we arranged to get some perks from this one guy who I knew previously because one day in freshman year, he, couldn't get a ride back, and I let him use my phone so his dad could, pick him up, and it's, so that's how I knew this kid, and we were cool. And so, he sold perks. So he was a little connect that I had, and basically he agreed to give us a fuck ton of perks if we helped him do this. There's this scam that you can do with bank accounts where you like cash a check into like someone else's bank account, and you pull a bunch of money out, and then their account gets like suspended or whatever because they're like pulling out a bunch of money and it's really suspicious. So that's why they do it with other people's accounts, and they scan. It's a scam. And this kid Jacob, he didn't know that, and I knew, but I wasn't gonna tell him because I wanted the perks, right? So while we're waiting for this plug to show up, we went into this store, and I decided I was gonna steal some Delsym. This is the first time I've ever been into this store, and I go in and I grab it, and this kid Jacob, man, he's so fucking dude. I swear to God, it's a recurring thing. He's so annoying. All right, because we're in here, and I tell them I'm gonna steal some Delsym. We were with another kid who was driving us around, and I go in and I grab 2 bottles, 5-ounce bottles, and I immediately put one in my pocket, and I have to carry the other one around because I don't have enough space to put the whole thing in there. I have to take the bottle out of the box. So we're walking around. He walks into the food aisle. I'm walking with him, and he fucking asks one of the people that works there what he should get. And the fucking lady, when he asks him, she looks at me, and she sees that I'm holding this bottle of cough syrup, and he fucked me over by saying that because she would have never noticed what I had in my hand if he didn't start talking to her. And that's a recurring thing with this guy. He can't shut his mouth. He just blabs about everything, dude. He's a fucking snitch. And it's a big problem later on, but we'll get to that. Anyway, so, eventually I didn't think anything of it. Eventually I go into a different aisle. I take it out of the box. I put it in my pocket. We go and we check out with whatever they got. And as we're walking out, the same lady, she's like, "So what'd you do with that cough syrup?" And I'm like, dude, fuck me. Like, you gotta be shitting me. So I bit the bullet and I gave her one of them back. The first one that I put in that was still in the box, so she thought it was the same one. And she was like, "Get out of here, if I ever see you again, I'll call the cops," and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, whatever. I still got a bottle, so in the end, I really still won here. But anyway, moving on. So eventually we had to go to a different area. We had to go to a completely different location to go meet this guy, and we wait for him for a fucking long ass time. Eventually he shows up. We go and we do this fucking thing and pull out the money for him, and then the plug has to wait for his plug to come so he can get the perk. So we wait even longer for that guy to show up. Eventually he finally shows up and we get him. He hops back in the whip, and then we start sparking him up. And this plug, the first plug, he starts speaking. He's just trying to preach to us about not letting drugs ruin our friendships or whatever. And we're just we're letting him talk his shit because he just gave us drugs, so whatever. So we take this kid to wherever he was going. We drop him off. And then we go back to my house, me and Jacob. We get dropped off, and we smoke. We get zooted. We smoke a little bit of perks until eventually Jacob's mom comes and picks him up. He leaves me some perks, and that's basically the night. And honestly, that's kind of just how it went for a while, where we would just fucking. He would come over and we'd figure out some way to get fucking perks. Usually, I'd end up skipping school for it. And yeah, that was basically it. So I'll pick up next time with some more antics that happen with me and Jacob. So that'll probably be, I don't know if I'll upload the next video today, but it'll be in the next day or two. So if you want to see that fast, then leave comments, leave likes, subscribe. It's been really nice to see the support that you guys have been leaving on these videos, and it's really encouraging me to keep making them. I'm working on another episode of the podcast right now as well, and I'm going to be streaming games on this channel. And if you want to pop in, ask me questions, or just chill out with me, then just pull up to those. And once I finish those streams, I'm gonna upload the highlights of the stream, or the replay of the stream, onto my second channel, also Bats, which will be linked in the description. I'm gonna be re-uploading all of my streams onto that channel. So if you have missed any, if you want to see me live stream play games while I'm fucked up, and ask me questions or whatever, or see me answer questions, then those will all be over there. And also check out my new song that I just dropped a couple days ago, and just show support on that. That would be nice. You don't have to, but it would be nice. I'm working on more music, and I'll be dropping that periodically with my videos on this channel. And without any further ado, have a good day, stay zooted, stay lifted, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
I don't got no real friends, I don't wanna pretend, opinion like I know, and I'm gon' die knowing. Fuck it, I'm kinda hoping, now that she won't notice. Said I'm the dopest, they're just my way of coping. I don't got no real friends, I don't wanna pretend.